So my kids were watching Aladdin the other day, and they started asking questions about the Cave of Wonders. Like, did the genie have to wait 10,000 years just for Aladdin himself to be born? What made Aladdin a diamond in the rough? And why was he the only diamond in the rough? The thing is, I didn't have answers for them right off the bat. Aladdin lies, cheats, and steals, and yet somehow he is the diamond in the rough. So I explored a little bit, and I gave some thought to how the Cave of Wonder works and what we see of Aladdin in this movie, and I think I have some answers.
What are you waiting for? Go on!
The movie starts off right away with letting us know how difficult of a place to live Agrabah is. They say, where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face is barbaric, but hey, it's home? That doesn't sound like a very appetizing location to settle down. The place is run mostly by Jafar, which we know is corrupt and self-serving. The leader of their police force, the leader of their guard, is Razul, who is also clearly corrupt. He's willing to go behind doors and do whatever Jafar asks of him, and he enjoys doing things that are clearly wrong. So, with the way that this is going in Agrabah, we can see it is a rough place to live. Aladdin himself, looking at him and what makes him a diamond in this rough, well, first off, let's look at him as a person. You see, he is fit, healthy. If he wanted to get an honest job, I think there's a lot of people who could use somebody of his caliber. And yet, he doesn't. And yet, he is still out on the streets. Why is that? I mean, it could be partially because he's a known criminal and people don't want to hire a known criminal. But I also think that there's some limitations on his own part. You see, he mentions in the film that he does not like being trapped. He hates that feeling. He likes freedom. And so being trapped as part of the corrupt society in Agrabah just really doesn't sound like something that would appeal to him. So instead, he is stuck trying to duck the guards and steal food and scrounge for whatever he can get. And that type of life can really get to a person. You see, when you're stuck like that, where it seems like everyone's out to get you in particular, you're going to start feeling like you're on your own. That everybody needs to take care of themselves, and you need to do whatever you need to look out for numero uno. But the thing is, that's not the person we see in Aladdin. Every time that Aladdin is in a position where he can give back to people in more need than himself, he takes that chance. When Aladdin gets away with his loaf of bread, that we see him running from the guards trying to get so that he could eat, he finally gets that bread, gets away, gets a chance to eat it, and instead, he gives it away. He sees children digging through the trash, and he decides, I need food, but they need it more. They are in a tighter spot than he is, and so he gives up the little food that he has to feed them. Later in the movie, we see when he becomes Prince Ali Ababwa, and he is parading through the streets. He has his eyes set on the prize. He needs to get to the palace. He needs to win the princess. But he doesn't stop there. He looks to the side. He's waving to his fans. He's showing his muscles. He's blowing kisses, and he sees people on the side, and he sees the money in front of him. And despite the fact that his whole goal is to get to the castle, to appear rich, to appear as a prince, to win the princess, he takes the time to shovel money out from in front of him onto the street beside him to once again help people in greater need than him. And when he gets that genie, when he first gets the genie, and he rubs that lamp and he finds out he has 3 wishes, he is stuck trying to figure out what to wish for. He has spent his entire life in tough straits, needing money, needing food, needing a place to live. And when he gets a genie, he doesn't think, I'm going to wish for wealth and power. That doesn't immediately jump into his mind. No, instead he thinks, 3 wishes. I want them to be good. Let me think about what I should wish for. Now I get it, he wants to get the most out of his wishes, but then he asks Genie what he'd wish for. Genie reveals to him that he's a prisoner. And immediately, Aladdin is willing to give up one of his precious wishes to free the genie. Now he has a bit of a crisis later on, yes. But at that time, he is someone willing to give up even the new things that could change his life for the better. he's willing to give those up when he sees somebody else in need. And that makes him a diamond. And even with the people that are his enemies, when he is dealing with the guards and they are chasing him and they're swinging swords, they are out to kill. And how does he react to them? He doesn't try to hurt them. In fact, he seems very intentional about trying not to hurt them. He has plenty of opportunity to deal damage to them in a significant way to get them off his tail. But instead, he does things like pulling out a guy's belt so his pants falls down so that he's slowed down. No real harm done there. Aladdin, even with his enemies, does not want to hurt other people. And yes, he lies, he cheats, and he steals. But even in these things, he still shows a need for justice, a desire for things to be right. When things are unfair, this bothers him. Even when it's in his favor, he still does not overlook the people that are getting the short end of the stick. Okay, so I'm willing to admit that yes, Aladdin is a diamond in the rough. He is a good person in Agrabah, this tough place to live. But are we really supposed to believe that he's the only person in all of Agrabah that is a diamond in the rough? The only person in a tough spot who's willing to do the right thing? Well, I think we need to take a look at the Cave of Wonders and the magic it contains. You see, the Cave of Wonders says, only one may enter, one whose worth lies far within, a diamond in the rough. And it knows that Aladdin is that one. It knows that because when Aladdin does show up at his entrance, it sees Aladdin and it allows him entrance. It knows that Aladdin is the diamond in the rough. This tells us that it knows who the people of Agrabah are. It is able to look into the hearts and know deep down who all the people nearby are. And knowing these people, it then makes a choice and chooses Aladdin. This tells me that the Cave of Wonders itself is looking for someone very specific. It's looking for someone whose worth lies far within. So somebody who needs the lamp, who's in the rough, and yet who is going to do good things with it. A diamond in the rough. Someone whose worth lies far within. But then is Aladdin the only one who would do good with the lamp? I don't think we can make that assumption. You see, the cave can see into the hearts of everybody. It knows all the people of Agrabah. And so if it's looking for somebody who it thinks will do good things with the lamp, well, if it sees everybody and it needs to choose people to see the lamp, why not choose the one at the top? The one who has shown the most value. Not just the only one to show value, but specifically the one it thinks is most likely to do good with this lamp. So if there was no Aladdin, I think the Cave of Wonders would then look into the people's hearts and find who is the next best. The cave wants at any given point to make sure that this lamp will only be used for good things. And in that regard, it's going to say, all right, where is the one person most likely to achieve that goal? At this time, it is Aladdin. But before Aladdin, I'm sure there was somebody else. I'm sure there was some other diamond in the rough. Some other person that was most likely to do good with the lamp. So has the genie been waiting 10,000 years for Aladdin, for the one diamond in the rough to even be born? I don't think so. I think that he just had to wait 10,000 years because the diamond in the rough kept not being the one to find the cave. The cave was patient and waited for the diamond in the rough of the age to get to its gate. And Aladdin happened to be lucky enough to be that one. So what do you think? Do you think I'm misinterpreting the Cave of Wonders and how its magic works? Do you think there's some other reason why Aladdin is this one and only diamond in the rough? Let me know what you think. And as always, thank you for watching.